222, India, Lima, Mike, Airport, via the Felix 2 departure. E-Tech transition, then installed on departure, climb and maintain 2000. Expect flight level 390, 10 minutes after departure. Your departure control frequency is 119.7, squawk 3336.
I think that was a thumbs up from my brother there.
It was, yeah, he's ready. Alright, about 20, here you go. Yeah, you're good, right? A little bit left. There you go.
Pompano ground arrow 1385, takeoff.
Pop it around, citation 282 Whiskey Bravo at spot 4, ready to taxi with Romeo requesting a 15, please.
Citation 282, Whiskey Bravo, Pompano ground, runway 15, taxi via November, Mike, Golf. Cross runway 10 at Mike, hold short, runway 6.
At 2 Whiskey Bravo, taxi runway 15 via November, Mike, Golf, cross runway 10 at Mike, and hold short runway 6 for 2 Whiskey Bravo.
Exterior lights, brakes already checked, nose wheel steering's obviously working, flight instruments.
Check that already.
Everything's in the green, climbing to 2000, 19.7 was departure, 25.4 is tower, or 24.5?
25.4.
25.4, that's what I thought. 3012 is set 3 times, rudder bias check.
10 at Mike. We are clear right.
And clear left.
Check.
And right side's good, rudder bias test complete, taxi checks complete. Okay, we're looking for Golf.
Affirm.
Ice protection system's not going to need passenger seats. We have no passengers. Flaps are 15, indicating 15 with numbers. Trims 1, 2, 3 are all centered. Go around button is push. We're on FMS. And take off. Climbing to 2000. Crew briefing. It's the VFR departure off of runway 15.
Citation 282, Whiskey Bravo, cross runway 6 at Golf.
Cross runway 6 at Golf, 2 Whiskey Bravo.
Obviously clear right.
Affirm.
I will see. We are clear left, nobody's there.
Check.
Okay, anything before 95 is a full abort, speed brakes up, full braking, power levers to idle. Anything after 95 will take in the air at 99. Minimum safe altitude around here is 2,700 feet.
Citation 2 Whiskey Bravo, Christian, Citation 2 Whiskey Bravo, you are going to be ready upon reaching the runway, correct?
Number 2 Whiskey Bravo, affirmative.
Any problems, we'll plan on taking this over to executive since they have a little bit better maintenance over there.
Check.
Any questions?
Negative.
All right, thank you everybody for joining us. We're headed up to Wilmington. I've got Kamar sitting right seat with me working radios, and should be a pretty quiet flight today. And as I mentioned before, my dad passed away a few days ago, and I've been spending some time down here in South Florida with my mom.
Citation 2 Whiskey Bravo, monitor tower 125.4, they'll reach out to you once we try to fire release.
25.4 will monitor, appreciate it. Good day, 2 Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, we're monitoring tower, and we're just heading up to Wilmington, pick up a couple passengers, come back for the Miami Boat Show, which allows me to spend a little more time down here. And Kamar is a air traffic control supervisor, right, over at Fort Lauderdale Executive. He's just coming along for the ride. Obviously, really good at working the radios, right?
Oh, we'd hope so, right?
All right, crew briefing is complete, and we're just awaiting takeoff clearance.
I'm going to guess we're going to get a 90.
So 023,
Yep, more than likely. That's
typically.
Well, we always get out of here when you go on IFR, especially coming off 1-5. The reason I picked 1-5 over straight into the wind runway 6, a little bit longer runway, so we have a little bit more time to react to anything that might happen.
It's, thanks for the opportunity. It's better to
Yeah, I
keep
appreciate it.
company, working the radios from the other point of view.
Yeah, that's we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get in the air here. I'm always fascinated with air traffic control from your side.
Sure.
I watch tons of video. I actually play some games and stuff, and I thought about being an air traffic controller years ago, but my dad actually talked me out of doing it.
It's funny, I was a corporate pilot before,
Uh-huh.
and then did air traffic because, you know, one of my good friends taught me out of flying.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's two different perspectives. I enjoyed it, and I do miss it. But air traffic control, it's fun. It's always changing. You
Yeah.
learn a lot.
7 Kilo Charlie, right turn on Charlie, same attention.
Right turn on Charlie, going back to the
You
ridge.
learn a lot more about the big picture instead of just, you know,
7 Kilo Charlie, contact
another
ground point
person in
9.
the airplane.
Contact
just one
ground,
airplane.
7 Kilo Charlie.
Number 2 Whiskey Bravo still working on release, shouldn't be more than another 5 minutes.
Number 2 Whiskey Bravo, right, thanks.
So yeah, we were actually thinking about getting a hangar here over at Pompano Aviation. Oh yeah, shout out to Pompano Aviation for hooking us up this weekend. And if you ever need anything while you're in Pompano, they're the cheapest, right? They're the cheapest fuel around here at Pompano Aviation at Pompano Beach Air Park, KPMP. And we're actually thinking about getting a hangar over here. And one thing that worried me was departures out of Pompano when executive is so close, and executive's coming straight out there.
Well, to be honest, from the air traffic side, it's really...
Do you guys alternate?
Well,
if
yeah, we
there's planes?
alternate. You know, because Miami's the release authority.
Yeah.
So, not because executive is considered more busy than Pompano doesn't mean that we're going to get more of a release.
Interesting.
Because from our perspective, we'll coordinate, even though it's a northwest departure, except for like what we're on today, like in Felix. From the back, I'll coordinate like a 90 heading.
Yep.
And then Pompano will coordinate like a 060 heading on departure. So it's not
Okay,
really much of a
so there's no
conflict.
conflicts or
Correct,
anything.
Yep. Or 270 or 300. So we, on our busiest time, doing boat shows and things like that, there's a lot of that going on behind the
Yeah.
scenes. So no airport gets delayed.
Okay.
Except if there's weather. Then weather you can't do
Yeah,
anything
weather
about
you
that.
can't do anything about.
Yep.
I know it's not uncommon for me to sit on the ground over executive for 15, 20 minutes waiting for a release departure too.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
November 282 Whiskey Bravo, Papa Tower, turn left, heading, actually fly runway heading for now, runway 15, clear for takeoff. Wind 07014, gust 24, altimeter 3013.
You copy the numbers, runway heading up to 2000 for citation 282 Whiskey Bravo, clear to go.
Clear left, you go clear right over.
I am clear right.
Statics are on, exterior lights are on. Engine instruments, everything's green, got 29 volts.
I got the traffic inside, no factories, northbound,
runway
control.
Perfect, thank you.
See you in a second.
I see a 1.5 out there.
Agreed.
Takeoff, power is set. Achieved, 2 good engines, airspeeds are alive both sides.
050, that posture, Papa Tower, turn left northwest, runway 6, clear for takeoff.
70 knot cross check, B1.
Left northwest, clear for takeoff runway 6, number 508 Alpha Foxtrot.
Plaza rate, landing gear is coming up. Already V2 plus
Kevin
10.
4 Julie Sierra, contact.
Flaps are
Papa
coming up.
Tower, 18.42,
Yacht
good day.
Air VNAV, flight level
42,
change.
good day, 4 Julie Sierra.
Typical headings, let's see my runway heading.
Number 2 Whiskey Bravo, 1 altitude permits, turn left heading of 090, sir.
Left sir, 090 2 Whiskey Bravo.
Now's in the go.
Have you
Stage
ever
2 Whiskey
consoled-
Bravo, contact my departure, great day, 119.7.
19-7, we'll see you 2 Whiskey Bravo. Number departure, good morning, citation 282 Whiskey Bravo, climbing through, correction, leveling off at 2000, heading 090.
Citation 282 Whiskey Bravo, Miami departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 4000.
4000, 2 Whiskey Bravo.
November 2 Whiskey Bravo, contact Miami approach 126.05, have it going.
2605, we'll see you 2 Whiskey Bravo. And departure, good morning, citation 282 Whiskey Bravo, climbing through 2.5 for 4,000, heading 090.
November 282 Whiskey Bravo, my departure, climb maintain 5,000.
Up to 5,000 to Whiskey Bravo.
I like that. That nice, non-stop, you know, climb up. And
Oh yeah.
stepping up in
not having to worry about the condos or anything
That's
going out of
fantastic.
Climb at 16,000, JetBlue 27.
1,000 to go for climbing 5.
Over 70 Vector, contact Palm Beach approach 125.2. 25.2 sounds, yeah, Victor.
Yeah, it's not that often I see a jet get that high,
Yeah.
just right off departure like that. Probably because we're heading east, so we're away from the conflicts.
I like having the second pilot on board. I get to hand fly some.
I can tell you like it.
Yeah. Landing gear is up. I've got no lights. Flaps are 0, indicating 0. Throttles are out of the climb detent already because we're level at 5,000 here. Passenger safety switch, we can turn that off.
Uniform Juliet, contact Miami Center 133.4.
Exterior lights are on
33.4,
recognition. Pressurization is already climbing, is at 2.5. Air conditioner is already on low. After takeoff, checklist is complete.
Southwest 290, Miami departure, ready to contact, climb maintain 5,000.
5,000, Southwest.
Number 2 Whiskey Bravo, proceed direct Felix, climb maintain 16,000.
16,000 direct Felix to Whiskey Bravo.
Direct, nav, and he said 16, correct?
A-firm.
6,000. The one thing you have to watch out for this, see our trend bar going up when you're at low altitude and you put the power in,
Sure.
it's immediately going to start going up. So I always say the scan in this airplane is airspeed first, second, and third, and everything else afterwards, because the airspeed's what can get you in trouble, especially
slippery airplane.
especially
probably.
down low. Yep.
Sure.
And especially with 2 people and a light load on board, which it's just you and me and
Sure.
hardly any baggage at all. It's a very overpowered aircraft.
I can feel it. It's
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Yep. Let's do a flight level change now. Now we'll go ahead and turn the autopilot on. We're in FMS autopilot flight level change, climbing to 16,000 at 222 knots.
Beautiful.
That was a fun departure out of there.
Oh, it was fun.
So I've gone out. We went out of Pompano one other time, but it was a very quiet day. It wasn't as busy as this, but they gave us basically the same thing. Turn left heading 090 out of there.
Southwest
That's nice.
290 traffic, 2 o'clock, 2 miles
So
southwest on
usually,
Airbus,
you know,
6,000.
I watch the
Southwest.
aircraft that come off both Pompano and Exec. It's usually a step climb to 3,000
Yep.
for a bit, and then
And then
eventually to
sometimes
5,000.
4, and or
Correct.
it's 5 like we got
Correct.
here.
But I mean, before we even, once we checked in, I mean, it was 4, and before we were out of 3,
Yep.
we had 5.
5,
That was nice.
yes. So how long you been working as an air traffic controller?
A little over 11 years, and I've been a supervisor for a little over 6. Yeah,
Nice.
been flying for a little over 17.
You obviously enjoy it.
Love it, love it, love it. But it's fun to be able to, keep company with friends like you.
Southwest
Be able to stop
290,
the
And be able to get to do this.
10,000.
Now you have,
10,000, Southwest.
right, you have a,
2 Whiskey Bravo, contact Miami Center 133.4.
23.4 to Whiskey Bravo, see you.
Roger.
Miami Center, good morning. Citation 282 Whiskey Bravo with you, climbing through 12,000 for 16,000.
Number 282 Whiskey Bravo, Miami Center, fly present heading, vector for your climb, climb and maintain flight level 250.
Current heading for the climb in 250 to Whiskey Bravo.
alright, we switch to heading, current heading, it's 250. Forgot what we were just talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
We,
Talk about which one do I,
Oh, yeah, you have-
90, contact Miami
you have
Center,
type ratings, right? You have type rating in the Challenger?
I do.
2295,
Nice. And the older citations, right?
Correct. The citation 501 and 550. And the 501 is when I realized why they call it the
Flotation, yeah. That's
So
that's
this
what
is-
I've heard.
this
I've never
is
had the
not.
pleasure of flying. No.
This is not even remotely close, so it was a pleasant surprise.
1340, contact Miami Center
We,
134.35.
Yeah, we can do 278 knots, which most arrival procedures allow that.
Sure.
There's a few that say 280 or 290, but we just tell them we can't do that.
Lima Delta, clear direct.
Most of the time they're okay with that.
Maintain flight level 350.
So I give you a little insight. The reason why he's putting us the heading a little bit out.
Because of this guy who's climbing faster
Correct.
behind us.
And all these guys, all these guys going to the Northeast, Southwest, United, all those guys that are going to like JFK and just basically to the Northeast for the most part. They'll get the Felix as well. So we're just going a little bit
282 Whiskey Bravo, maintain 310 knots or greater.
We can't do that. We can
Unable
maintain
to,
250.
We can do 250.
282 Whiskey Bravo, disregard.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for that reason, he's going to try to get us
Yep.
out and east of the course and get other guys on top of us. This view off the right, oh my goodness, never gets old.
Yeah, I've been flying for, I think I said this the last time you flew with me, I've been flying for 35
Holy
years.
gravity.
Yeah, I started flying when I was 14. So actually it's almost been 40 years. Yeah, I'm 52 now. So I've been flying for almost 40 years, and what you're doing right now, taking pictures, love it. I love it.
Love it. I mean, I've flown with friends that, Cherokees and
Yeah,
small little
I'll
Pelican
still-
efforts and stuff. That, to me, is actually a little bit more fun than the jet because you're low and slow. You
Yeah.
appreciate the scenery a little bit more, so it's a different perspective. This is still fun, but it's a different kind of fun.
Exactly. It's, I have my Arrow. You've seen the Arrow. It's there in the hangar. Just about done. And I go back and forth on whether I should sell that plane or not.
Oh, okay.
And then I get in it and I go fly it, and I'm like, why the heck would I want to sell this, right?
Yeah. I'm sure even you, from a single jet perspective, just having someone just to lighten the workload up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I say, the CJ3 is such a great plane and an easy plane to fly single pilot, but very seldom do I get to. I'll hand fly a little bit, but especially in like the congestion of Fort Lauderdale Executive, there's a lot going on. Like you mentioned, there's a climb to 2,000, climb to 3,000, climb to 5,000, changing 2 frequencies
Watching out for
in that
traffic.
time and watching for traffic and everything. So this plane,
282 Whiskey Bravo, clear direct Wolfo, come and maintain flight level 350.
Direct Wolfo up to flight level 350 to Whiskey Bravo.
so yeah, very seldom, like coming out of Lauderdale, will I hand fly it. Sometimes I do. Especially if I have somebody sitting in the right seat who can monitor stuff and just make sure that I'm not doing anything wrong. But when I have a co-pilot on board, somebody working radios, it takes a lot of workload out. Especially somebody like you that I'm comfortable with flying with, and I don't have to watch to make sure that they're doing everything okay. It makes flying for me more enjoyable.
Yeah,
Because
you're relaxing.
otherwise, as soon as I'm off the ground at 400 feet, the autopilot goes on. We're just managing the throttles and babysitting everything. What do you enjoy most about air traffic control? Is it like just the puzzle of like it's different every day?
Absolutely. I like the fact that it's different every day, different procedures you're learning from
Miami Center,
from
585 Bravo
behind
Papa,
the curtains
flight level
point of view.
270,
Yeah.
climbing.
As far as what
Flight
goes
level
on,
300.
why they do certain things, the way they do.
585 Bravo Papa, Miami Center.
And I try to instill a little bit of my experiences from the pilot's point of view. But
Yeah.
hey, ask that guy to slow down. Like he's already doing his best. You don't
Yeah.
want to spook him or see
American
anything else. Just try to give my little
2310
perspective into it.
That's so cool. I love hearing that. Like you said, I like hearing that story from your side. I've become friends with some of the air traffic controllers up in Wilmington,
Okay.
and they'll tell me, yeah, we watch your channel, especially when you're coming into Wilmington, because they want to see how it's handled from the other side. And both you and the people up in Wilmington have offered to give me a tour of the
Absolutely.
facility. I'm going to nerd out doing
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And next, when you have some free time, let me know. I'll come and escort you up to exec. But I used to work at the neighboring facility up in Fayetteville. So that was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me you
military
worked in
airspace.
Fayetteville. Yep. Yeah, a lot of military. What, Pope Army
Pope
Airfields right
Airfield,
there.
neighboring for
Yeah.
Washington Center, Jack Center.
Yeah, Washington Center, Jack, Cherry Point's up
Charlotte,
there,
correct.
and yeah.
Raleigh, the whole nine yards. So
Yeah.
I actually like radar much more than I do tower. Because more of a three-dimensional.
Three-dimension. Okay.
And
yeah.
more real estate to move guys around as need be.
Nice.
Tower environment, I mean, you're pretty limited.
Yeah.
So if a Navajo or citation comes, you VFR and a tight left base, you might as well peel everyone off.
But now Fort Lauderdale Executive is one of the busiest class deltas in the country. Like
And
it's,
I don't think
I
a lot
think
of
it's
people
second or
realize
third, right? I think
Yeah,
Van Nuys is like number 1 or something like that.
Teterboro is. but
Teterboro.
Teterboro's mainly just volume, not knocking those guys up there, but
Yeah.
they have a lot of biz jets.
Yeah, not a lot of flight training going
Correct.
on, where South Florida is like the flight training capital of the world.
2008, Miami Center radio check.
So,
Yeah, that's definitely, I don't think people realize how busy and congested and complex Fort Lauderdale Second Airport is.
so I grew up down here, and I actually soloed at Fort Lauderdale International
Oh, bless your
Airport.
heart.
That's back when the South Runway was only 5,000 feet.
Okay.
So, yeah, I learned to fly there. So I learned in that environment with air traffic control and having to call clearance. Like, in this, I'm talking mid 80s, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Fort Lauderdale International had a clearance. You had to call clearance no matter whether you're VFR or IFR.
Okay.
And yeah, so working the radio is not a big thing for me, because I grew up in that environment, and I grew up where Fort Lauderdale, I grew up in Lauderdale, Pompano, Fort Lauderdale Executive. They're all just crazy busy.
It's a funny story on the flip side of that. I learned how to fly in Tallahassee, and so I soloed in Bainbridge up there because I was terrified
2008.
of talking on the radio, and I
That's funny.
couldn't handle it. So I couldn't even talk in Tallahassee. So all those folks that solo at the busy airports, but then again, it depends on the environment.
2070, climb maintain level 350.
All right, everybody, we're climbing out of flight level 260. It's going to be a pretty boring flight, nice and clear the rest of the way. We're going to go ahead and shut the cameras off here, and we'll turn them back on the way into Wilmington. So we'll see you in a little bit.
2008, Miami Center, climb maintain level 3.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're at flight level 270.
441, contact Jack Center 134.85.
Been cleared down to 11,000 feet into Wilmington. And was a pretty quiet flight. You can see the coast up there. It looks beautiful. What a nice day here in Wilmington. We're going to be landing on runway 6, which means you'll have a pretty cool view of downtown Wilmington as we're coming in. And welcome back. Mara and I have just been talking the entire time about air traffic control.
Right, different perspective.
So have you worked ground and tower? And have you worked approach control too?
Yeah, in Fayetteville.
Oh, in Fayetteville.
In Fayetteville,
Yeah.
I've done approach control. Actually, that's my preference.
Approach is your preference? I get because I guess it's probably not as repetitive as
Correct.
tower and ground. You're moving people from the same places to the same places all the time.
But towered exec is a lot of fun.
Oh, I bet. With
Total chaos.
Because total chaos because there's so many corporate jets coming IFR in and out of there, mixed in with all the flight instruction. People just wanting to do touch and goes.
Yeah, touch and goes. It's controlled chaos, but I like it though. It's a lot of fun.
So before we turn the cameras on, we already briefed the approach, and we're set up for the ILS Zulu runway 6. I'll pop up a graphic to show you that. They're probably going to give us the visual because there's just nothing out here today.
There's skies below 12,000, visibility 10.
Yeah, visibility unlimited. I mean,
Right, hello, Delta 2115, flight level
I can see clear up the coast and basically all the way down to Charleston.
If I was a little bit more familiar, I'd be able to even spot it's a little bit of haze, so if it wasn't for that, I'd probably be able to pick the field up.
Yeah.
Delta 2115,
Well, yeah,
flight level 350.
I know where I'm looking. We can actually see the airport out there, so that you follow the Cape Fear River up, and where all the white buildings are.
Yep.
That's where the port starts. And just north of that is downtown. And then just to the right of that, there's an open area that sort of looks like a Y. That's going to be the airport.
That makes sense. We're about 70 miles now, 65 miles out. It's been years. It's got to be at least about 7 years since I've been to the Wilmington Airport, or Wilmington area for that matter.
It's grown a lot. I mean, the area is the area has grown like crazy.
I used to think it was a hidden gem, but now because of what happened in the most recent years, it's not so hidden anymore.
No, we got a lot of people. They're running out of land to build on in New Hanover County. The bottom right here is Bald Head Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Delta 1112,
That's Cape Fear
contact
River.
Miami Center 11.
Oak Island is over on the left side here. Oak Island and Southport, the Southport Airport.
Oh.
Delta 1112, Jack.
Just across the Intracoastal there, right at the edge.
funny. You're naming off all these airports that I'm used to giving, you know, either Veer for Flight 5
Flying to, yeah.
2.
Ocean Isle Airport is right over there somewhere.
Hello,
And then Grand Strand,
1368, level
just off our left wing, and
just north
Myrtle
of
Beach
Myrtle.
International, yeah, is out there. When I go down to Myrtle, I always go to Grand Strand. Just park the plane and I walk a mile over to, was it Broadway or Boardwalk?
Okay.
All kinds of good restaurants in that area. All right, and then Fort Fisher is out on the
1368, level
out on the peninsula. There's a nice aquarium there, and then up a little further is Curie Beach, Carolina Beach.
Delta 1368, flight level 360, smooth.
Beautiful.
Delta 1368, Jacksonville Center.
And then you sort of have Masonboro Island, which nobody's allowed to build on, and then it becomes Wrightsville Beach, a little farther up.
Whiskey Bravo, contact Washington Center on 135.3.
35-3, 2 Whiskey Bravo, see you.
Delta 644, contact Washington Center.
And Washington Center, citation 2 Whiskey Bravo with you for a quick hello, descending through 13,000, 1000, Yankee on board, Wilmington.
282 Whiskey Bravo, Washington Center, Wilmington, altimeter 3040.
3040, 2 Whiskey Bravo.
282 Whiskey Bravo, contact Wilmington approach 118.25.
1825, 2 Whiskey Bravo, see you. Wilmington approach, good afternoon, citation 282 Whiskey Bravo with you, 1000, Yankee on board.
Citation 282 Whiskey Bravo, Wilmington approach, the altimeter is 3038. Expect visual approach, runway 6, I'll have lower for you in about 3 miles.
And 2 Whiskey Bravo, roger, copy all, 3038, and expect the visual, 2 Whiskey Bravo.
Amazing, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
You can see Wrightsville Beach now. The house, see where it goes to nothing, and then there's houses and then nothing. That's Wrightsville Beach.
Sir, 2 Whiskey Bravo, descend and maintain 2000.
So maintain 2000, 2 Whiskey Bravo.
Speed, they kept us up pretty high here, so we're going to come down pretty quick. It's pretty good that we can come back. Power and idle 2,500 feet a minute and still maintain 250 knots without using the speed brakes.
Yeah.
Okay, affirmative, thank you.
And 2 Whiskey Bravo has a fill in sight.
2 Whiskey Bravo, third visual approach, runway 6, contact tower 119.9er.
199, we'll see a cleared visual approach, runway 6, 2 Whiskey Bravo.
This one and that one. There you go, found it.
Wilmington Tower, good afternoon, citation 282 Whiskey Bravo with you for the visual, runway 6.
November 282 Whiskey Bravo, Wilmington Tower, runway 6, continue for reception final.
2 Whiskey Bravo, runway 6, continue.
Put some speed brakes out here and come down a little quicker. You can see them on the camera out there. VNAV path off. Speed. We're gonna go home. Procedure. Activate vectors to final.
November 2 Whiskey Bravo, traffic should be no facts, but square your base, turn to final. You'll be number 2 following a twin Comanche missile left downwind.
And we'll look for the traffic square based on the final, clear to land, runway 6, 2 Whiskey Bravo.
November 7681 Yankee, can you keep your base inside of a mile and a half?
Autopilot.
Yeah, I'll keep it nice and tight, 7681 Yankee.
November A1 Yankee, roger, you're number 1.
Speed brakes get under our flaps 15 here.
Clear to land 10303.
6, clear to land, 7681 Yankee.
Yeah, we'll go flaps
282
15.
Whiskey Bravo, runway 6, clear to land number 2, the 10403.
Clear to land, runway 6, number 2, 2 Whiskey Bravo.
Beautiful downtown. You remember the Memorial Bridge? Keep your Memorial Bridge. I love this approach into runway 6, right over downtown.
November A1 Yankee, roger, you can expect to exit left on
And
runway
it's,
3.
when we get on the ground, it's Aero Center that we're going to.
Check.
Glide slope is
Airport
alive.
information Zulus, current altimeter 3038.
It's got 1 dot above. Landing gear is coming down.
That's a beautiful shot.
1, 2, 3 greens, no reds. Glide slope capture. Flaps are going to 35. And before landing checklist, landing gear is down. I've got 3 greens, no reds. Flaps are 35, indicating 35. Speed brakes are retracted. Go around altitude is 2,100 feet. airspeed cross checks. I see 130 both sides. Passenger safety switch is on. Landing light is on. We are confirmed cleared to land.
You said Aero Jet Center?
Aero Center.
Aero Center.
Aero Center, Wilmington. All these white buildings right here is Screen Gem Studios. It's a movie studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Wilmington is pretty famous for their movie studios.
500.
Gear down, 3 green, no red. Pressurization's 0.3, yaw dampers disengage, and we are confirmed cleared to land.
Paper.
Minimums. Minimums.
Landing.
Nice. Beautiful.
Thank you.
And Tower 2 Whiskey Bravo, we're going to Aero Center.
November 2 Whiskey Bravo, roger, turn left one able, contact ground point 9, have a good day.
0.9 left one able, 2 Whiskey Bravo, see you.
Like how the avionics switches over to
Yeah, the
this
taxiways, yeah.
automatically
Yeah, I
too.
noticed that.
All right, flaps are coming up. We're switching over there. Turn these off.
Ground, good afternoon, citation 282 Whiskey Bravo, clear of 6, going to Aero Center.
2 Whiskey Bravo on the ground, taxi Air Center via Bravo Charlie Alpha, cross runway 35 at Charlie.
Bravo Charlie Alpha, cross runway 35 at Charlie, 2 Whiskey Bravo.
It's my home airport. I know where we're going here. Bravo Charlie Alpha, cross 35 and Charlie. Bravo Charlie and Alpha.
Easy enough.
Well, thank you everybody for coming along on the ride. It was a pretty quiet flight. We got to talk to Kamar, air traffic controller. I learned a lot of stuff from the other side of flying, and appreciate you coming along with me, buddy.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's fun.
We'll see you guys on the next flight.